My hair is so big today because it's full of opinions on what you should be spending your money on during this season's Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. This is probably not the first sale recommendation video you're watching today, but as someone who is very budget conscious, I wanted to add my 2 cents into the discussion of which products are definitely worth picking up during the 21 Days of Beauty sale, especially at the price points they're featured at. If you're new here, hey, I'm Miranda. Welcome to my channel where I talk all things budget, beauty, fashion, and lifestyle. If that sounds interesting to you, then become the newest member of the Slashed Squad by hitting subscribe and the bell icon. So let's just jump into the best deals of this season's 21 Days of Beauty. So the first item I want to recommend isn't actually featured until September 5th, and that is the Foreo Luna Play Plus device. So I don't have this particular device, but I have the full-size Foreo Luna 2, and I've been using different versions of the Luna for about 5 years now, I think, in my skincare routine. And once you switch from a brush cleansing device to a silicone cleansing device, it will change your life. You don't have to deal with replacement heads, and in general, they're just a lot more hygienic and long-lasting. So the biggest difference between this Luna 2 and the Luna Play Plus from the sale is the size. The Luna Play Plus is very small, definitely travel-friendly in that regard. It's also not rechargeable. This one I charge like with a USB, but the Luna Play Plus goes off of one AAA battery. And even though the Luna Play Plus is smaller, it still features 2 different sizes of the silicone touch points, and it delivers like 8,000 pulses a minute or something to really get up in there, get that cleanser working, and loosen up any gunk in your pores. During the sale on September 5th, it's going to be $24.50 just to get it. Just trust me. Also on September 5th, we have 2 shades of MAC lipstick that will be available for $9.25, basically the price of a drugstore lipstick. The shades eligible for this price are Creme in Your Coffee and Diva, which are 2 really awesome fall shades. I have Creme in Your Coffee, which is a cream sheen. It's kind of like a mauvey brown, a very pretty neutral color. And then Diva, which I don't have, is more of a burgundy shade. Let's skip a few days ahead to the next notable deal of this sale. The Anastasia Brow Definer Pencil is going to be $11.50 on September 7th. So this is a little bit different from Brow Wiz as it has a triangular tip, so it's really great for both filling in, shading, as well as defining and outlining. And again, this sale brings this down to about the price of a drugstore product, so if you've never tried the queen of brow brands that is Anastasia, this is a great time to do it. Heading into week 2, the next deal I definitely urge you to check out is the Too Faced Natural Eyes and Face Palettes, which will be on sale on September 8th. They'll be between $19 and $22 depending on whether you get the eye or face palette. There are 2 eye palettes that are eligible for this price, the Natural Matte Eye as well as the original Natural Eye, which has been updated with packaging and formula. I used to have the original and it used to come in like, you know, that little square tin palette. It's a beautiful natural palette. Now I have the all matte version, and these are just some great staple neutrals to have in your collection. The shadows are so silky. The formula is infused with coconut butter, so they blend out beautifully without losing any pigment whatsoever. And then they also have the natural face palette, which has highlighters, blushes, and a bronzer. Really great all-in-one face palette, but there's only one version of it, so if that bronzer isn't gonna do it for your skin tone, then probably not worth picking that one up. But if you are light to medium, awesome face palette. On September 9th, we have our first Urban Decay appearance with one of their newer products. This is the All-Nighter Waterproof Setting Powder. So we all know and love the All-Nighter Setting Spray, but now it comes in a powder form that is actually supposed to waterproof any foundation you put it on top of. I have used this over very, very dewy formulas, and it definitely mattifies and smooths and blurs without making your face look cakey or dry. This can help your foundation last up to 11 hours, and I just think it's a great choice if you have oily skin, if you live in a humid environment. So this is going to be $17 during the sale on September 9th. The next day, on September 10th, we have 2 Too Faced palettes featured that will be $17 each, and they're both from the Tutti Frutti collection. So first we have the sparkling pineapple version of this palette. I actually was surprised with how much I enjoyed this particular color scheme because we do have that beautiful, beautiful gold. Too Faced just does gold. It really well. But then we have this like green, bluish, brown duochrome where I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. But it does add just a little nice pop of earthy color. I actually am wearing it today underneath my lash line. But if you're looking for something a little less earthy and maybe more berry toned for fall, the Razzle Dazzle berry version of this palette will be right up your alley. We've got pinks, we've got purples, and again, this is just the same Too Faced shadow formula that I've said this in a previous video about Too Faced. Their shadows just do what you want them to do. They're so easy to work with because they just work. But I will say that despite these only having 7 shades each, I feel like they do give you a lot of options because they're so well balanced between finishes and color tones. I've always been a big fan of the Tarte Amazonian Clay powder formula. I used to use a lot of their products. My grandma would always buy them off of QVC for me. So on September 13th, the Amazonian Clay blush and highlighters will both be featured for $14.50 each. This powder formula is buildable. You can get a lot of color payoff if you want, or you can blend it out and just have it be super natural, but it lasts a long time and it works really well whether you're applying over liquid products or powder products. Here I'm showing the blush called Exposed. I think it's just a really nice everyday blush, kind of on the cooler side, great for fall. And then this highlighter is so beautiful. This is in Stunner. I'm also wearing both on my face today, and I think it just adds a really nice natural wash of color, but bam, that glow cannot be denied. Next up on the 14th, we have the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation Full Coverage Moisturizer being sold for $19.75. Still a little bit expensive for a foundation in my opinion for my budget, but you can be using this as a daytime moisturizer, SPF, and foundation all in one. So think of yourself as consolidating 3 products for just this one. Now this is called a full coverage moisturizer because it feels like a very hydrating daytime moisturizer, but it does have enough coverage to kind of conceal any dark spots or unevenness or even blemishes. Plus with SPF 50, you are getting really good skin protection. Now I will say though that because this is more of a moisturizer than it is a foundation, it doesn't ever quite dry down. So I actually did use the Urban Decay powder on top of it to kind of set it better on my skin, which is combo. If you have oily skin though, this might not be the best. It is going to kind of feel like it's on top of your skin. But for normal to dry or combo, if you're willing to set it, this is a great option for when you don't want to feel like you're wearing a lot of makeup, but you want the coverage. Next up on September 14th, we have 50% off Philosophy night creams. All of them, they'll be between $17.50 to $40 depending on which one you choose. To me, Philosophy is one of the more like indulgent skincare brands. I always feel like it is such a treat when I use Philosophy either on my face or in my bath. So if you want a very decadent yet effective night cream, this is a great opportunity to pick it up. But I will warn you against getting hooked on expensive skincare during this sale because I've made the mistake of buying skincare I've always wanted to try during 21 Days of Beauty, and then I fall in love, and then when it goes back to full price, I'm like, oh no. So heed my warning, but if you are gonna pick up skincare during this sale, definitely don't sleep on Philosophy night creams. Also on September 14th, all Kylie matte lip kits as well as velvet lip kits will be on sale between $13.50 and $14.50. Now I'll be honest, I only just recently tried my first ever Kylie liquid lipstick, and I really do like the formula. Super opaque in one swipe, and despite drying down to matte, they feel very lightweight and comfortable. I never feel like my lips are parched for moisture. Today I'm wearing the shade Posy K, which is a beautiful medium pink. I probably wouldn't go for her lip kits first if I was just looking to add new shades to my liquid lipstick collection, but at this price, you can be a little bougie on a budget. And for $13 to $14, you are getting 2 products in the kit. So you're getting the liquid lipstick and the lip liner, so that brings the price down to about $6 to $7 for each product separately. Heading into week 3 on September 15th, we have the Tartelette 2 in Bloom Clay Eyeshadow Palette. This will be sold for $19.50. And again, we're seeing the Amazonian Clay formula in eyeshadow form. And these feel just so buttery, like you dip your finger in and they almost feel like they might be a cream shadow, but they go on with intense pigment, but they blend out beautifully. Now, as you can see, this is definitely a cool leaning neutral palette. What I love though is that they set this palette up so that it's so easy to use, because of course you can kind of dip and mix mix and match into any shade that you want. But if you look at each row individually, they work as quads. Like you can use each row to create a full dimensional look. So I liked that. Plus it is, again, a great travel palette because we do have a nice mirror and very secure packaging. If you've never tried Tarte shadows, I highly, 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 highly suggest that you pick this up. Let's do a face check-in because I am sweating. The last two deals that I think are definitely worth your money are actually on the last day of the sale, September 21st. First up, we have the Urban Decay 24/7 waterproof eyeliner pencils. These are probably like everybody's holy grail eyeliner. They're gonna be $11 each during the sale. And what I love about the 24/7 liner pencils is you can use them any which way and they will just stay on forever until you take them off. So I think one of the most popular ones is Zero. It's their black shade. Everyone needs a good waterproof black liner pencil in their routine, and this is definitely like the best of the best. However, because of the fact that these are so long lasting, they definitely keep their pigment from first application to hours and hours later. Getting some colorful options is also a good idea because of how well they perform, because when you're using color, you want it to last. Last up, and this is probably the product that I will actually be buying multiples of during this sale, it is my all-time favorite brow pencil from Benefit, the Precisely My Brow Pencil, which is going to only be $11 on the last day of the sale. In my humble opinion, having tried a lot of brow products from high-end brands and drugstore brands, I feel like Benefit does the best brow products. I wore them on my wedding. I wore them in like 100% humidity in Israel. No matter what I put Benefit brow products through, they stay looking great all day. And I have personally tried every single brow product from Benefit, and Precisely My Brow Pencil is my favorite because of the extremely fine tip crayon. For me, it's very easy to be too heavy-handed when it comes to brow pencils, and I already have pretty dense brows. But with this pencil, because the tip is so thin and each stroke looks so natural, there's really no overdoing it with this. The formula is waterproof, it lasts for hours. I'm probably gonna be picking up like 3-ish during the sale. There are definitely a lot of other great products that are featured during the sale, but I just feel like this collection is really what is worth your money. Was there a deal that you had your eye on that I did not mention? Let me know what you're picking up down below. Today's shout out goes to Manisha. Thanks for being a Slashed Squad member. And join me over in this video next if you're on even more of a budget, because I talk about $1 makeup finds that I am loving. I'll see you over there. Bye.